Uh, Welcome again to my YouTube channel on MB-800 exam, how to prepare, how to pass MB-800 exam. So in today's session, we are going to discuss about two things primarily: create and configure a new company in Business Central, and import or migrate data from existing legacy system to Business Central. And these two are part of MB-800 exam. Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Dhanraj Bansal and I'm based in India. My email ID is mentioned. This is bansal.dhanraj@gmail.com. Uh, uh, I'm Microsoft certified trainer and I'm a project management professional, PMP certified also. So, agenda for this video. In this video, we are going to talk about how to create a new company by using assisted setup, copy a company from an existing company into Business Central, copy data from an existing company, set up a company, migrate data from by using assisted setup, create a configuration worksheet, create configuration questionnaire, use configuration packages, migrate data by using edit in Excel features. So these are the agenda items for this video. I'll start with create a new company. So let's get into login into Business Central. So businesscentral.dynamics.com. It has taken my existing credentials and all, but you might have to log in into this. And if you don't already have access to a Business Central database, and if you are doing it for learning purpose or for trial purpose, then I have provided a link of how to create a trial version, how to create a trial access of Business Central. That's given in the PPT at some point. So now by default, Business Central database have a company, fictitious company called as Kronos USA, and it has some all the setup data, examples, customer, vendor masters, and all that, so that you can do start learning, exploring Business Central. So as I mentioned earlier, in this video, we are going to see how to create a new company. There are a couple of ways to create a new company. I'll start with the first one. So go to settings button, my settings. In my settings, here we have company. So click on this one, companies. This will give you the list of existing companies in the database, in the environment. So from here, what we can do is create new company. So in create new company, we will get certain options. So here it says welcome to assisted setup for creating a company. Let's go next. So here you can enter the name of your company. For example, in my case, I'll say my BC training company, Business Central Learning Training Company, and select the data and setup to get started. Here we have few options. Let's see what are those options. There are primarily three options: evaluation, sample data, production, setup data only, and create new node data without any data. So here are the explanation of these three options. Okay, so when we are talking about evaluation or sample data, essential experience Kronos company sample data will be copied. Sample data or setup data will be copied. Create a company with the essential functionality scope containing everything you need to evaluate the product for companies. So this is for evaluation purpose. with standard processes. For example, sample invoices and sample ledger entries allow you to view charts and reports. You will be able to use the company to try out the product for as long as you want. So the important thing over here is for as long as you want. In certain other cases, it is only for 30 days trial. So this was the first option, evaluation sample data. Let's talk about see what is the second option, production setup data only. So if you're going to create a setup production company and you need only the setup data, you want to copy setup data from Kronos company or from other companies, so in that case you will choose this option. Create a company with essential functionality scope containing data and setup such as chart of accounts and payment methods ready for use by companies with standard processes. Set up your own items and customers and start posting right away. And in the earlier case it was for as long as you want, whereas in this case you will be able to use this company for a 30-day trial period. The third option, which is create new, no data, there will be no data cockpit, so it will be blank. So if we check evaluation sample data, then click on next. Next is manage users for new company. If you want to add new users, then you can do that. So manage users, right now admin, this is the only user and I can select this. Next. So this is how a new company can be created in Business Center. So if you click on finish, this will take a few minutes to complete. This way company is created and included in the company's list. So the new company which I have created will be listed over here. So this was the first way we can the navigation was from settings, my setting. There we see company which is selected currently, and then we take a look up there, and that's the one way of navigating it. The second way is you go to it'll take some time, so I'll come back to this, but the second way is you can search for companies. It will provide show you the list of the companies in the database in the environment, and then from there you can navigate it. Okay, so primarily this is how you create a new company. We will talk about configuration part and data migration also. So back to presentation part. If we talk about what is assisted setup, setup is a setup for configuring Business Central. It gives you step-by-step wizard actions, what you need to do first and then next and all that. So for example, this is a screenshot of assisted setup. Set up your company, you can set up exchange rate, set up my company, then users from office, sales tax, different setups you can do by clicking on these one by one. So this is what we saw. Create a new company by using assisted setup. This is a screenshot taken from that page where we saw there are three options: evaluation, sample data, production, setup data only, create new. So two templates and a blank option. Templates are evaluation sample data and production setup data only, whereas one blank is create new. Now on the Microsoft official site, there are labs created for this, which talks about step-by-step gives you step-by-step guide how to create this. So the lab for this particular video is on this link. Okay, so lab 01 create company. So it is taking some time, maybe it will take about 10 minutes or so. Um, the next thing is, now we have created a new company, and how to copy data from existing company. If we have already have a company, and now we want to create another company or another subsidiary company or whatever, a new company, so we can do that by copy company functionality. So in copy company, there we get option to enter a new company name, and then it gives some explanation of this. The new company will include all data, including transactions from the selected company. So it will also include the transactions data. Copying a company can take time. So it asks about, I understand all that, and then you click OK. That way you can create a new company. Once the company is created, we will do it in the actual environment. So from the company's page, exact copy of from the company's page, exact copy of existing company in the same database. Example is test company. Now this next in this copy company was exact copy of an existing company, whereas the next thing is copy data from an existing company. You want to copy certain data from an existing company. For example, if you want to copy vendors data, customer data, or item master, these data from an existing company. So in that case, we can use something called configuration worksheet. So in that configuration worksheet, we can select the tables which are to be copied. We can create configuration package, and we can create configuration package and apply and do that. So just a minute, hold on. Now it is saying company my BC training company has been created, but we are still setting it up for you. This may take up to 10 minutes, so take a break before you begin to use it. Okay, so please make a note that the company name which I have created now is my BC training company, my business central training company, and this is listed over here. And make a note that this is evaluation company, this is not a production company, and the setup status is in progress. It is still going on. It is not yet completed. It is still in progress. So we are still not able to select this company because it is not yet completed. In the meantime, let's discuss about the next topic, which is related to migrate data to Business Central. Once you have created a new company, you need to migrate your data to Business Central. Being able to migrate your own data to Business Central is a core requirement. This is a main requirement for a successful implementation. When you a functional consultant or implementation consultant is doing implementation, a new implementation, so one of the critical step is copying data from existing legacy system or the existing system of the company. So copying creation of this data, this might include opening balances, master data, or setup data. So this is an important and critical step. Using the appropriate tools for data migration can speed your implementation. So in this, we are going to talk about rapid start, configuration package, and how to copy data. There are several ways to migrate data: assisted setup, rapid start, and from other applications. So there are certain applications like QuickBooks. I think for that extensions are available, and those can be copied directly in Business Central. But for other uh, softwares, other applications, there might be extensions available or not. You need to check whether extension for copying data is available. If it is available, then it's handy. Otherwise, what you can do is you can export the data from existing system into Excel, and then import that into Business Central. So here we are going to talk about how to migrate data of GL accounts, customers, vendors, items. And in this we can use templates also, customers, vendors, items. So this one is still showing in progresses. So let's see it in the I'm going to change my company. So this is another company which I created, I think today only, my test company. Now you will notice that I've changed the company from Cronus US to my test company. Let's check whether there is any data or not. This is one customer which I created manually. Otherwise, in this, if we see, go to vendors, there are no vendors. So now it is saying want to import entries. We can click on this, open data migration. This is the data migration. So when we go to data migration, it is saying verify the costing methods before you import. So there are costing methods. There are various costing method options. For example, FIFO, first in first out, LIFO, last in first out, specific, average, and standard. So maybe if you are not familiar with these terms, your accounting team could help you select which costing method is your company using. By default it is FIFO here, so I'm keeping that as it is. So data migration, open extension management. So in this case, in extension management, we can see that QuickBook data migration is already there. So if we need to migrate data from QuickBooks, so that extension can be used. But in this video, we will be not doing data migration from QuickBook. So let's move to the next step next. So there we get certain options. What are the options here? Import from Excel, import from QuickBooks Books Online, and import from QuickBooks. So I'm going to choose import from Excel. So once import from Excel is selected, if I click on next, so here is some explanation how it works. To prepare the data for migration, follow these steps. Download the Excel template. So here is the button for download template. Once I click on this, it will download the template. So here is the Excel created with the template. Let me open that for you. There are 4 tables included in it, and these are GL account, customer, vendor, item. You generally the data is already available in Excel sheet from the existing legacy system, and from that, using this template, we can create the data. Now in my case, that is not handy available with me, so what I'm going to do is, just for trial purpose, I'm going to create few manual entries and then we can see that. For example, number C0001, name Dhanraj Bansal, address, city, IN, let's say test customer. Now, once you have prepared your data using this template, you can save it. And there is something called settings. This is related to default templates. So in Business Central, we have something called templates: customer template, vendor template, and item templates. Templates are used for uh, applying predefined data or fields to the selected item. For example, if I go to customer template, for so in this template, these fields are defined. So all these will be applicable for all the entries in the table. For example, for all the records, if this one is selected, general business posting group will be domestic. For all customer price posting group will be domestic. All allow line in discount will be true. Tax liable will be true. And payments, uh, these values will be applicable for payment. Application method manual, payment terms 1 month, 8 day, payment method bank. So using templates, you need not define these field values for each and every record. So if you have selected this one, so whatever data you import, for example, I think I have created 2 records. If I apply this customer this template and import it, so the values in the defined template will be applicable. So next, import from Excel, I choose it, and now I'm going to choose the file which I modified it, for example this one. So what we are doing is we are doing data migration, and in this data migration what we have seen is how to import using Excel and how to apply data templates. So now it is showing the customer has 2 records, whereas the other tables are having 000 records. In the real time case, there might be thousands of records in each of these tables. So migrate, 1 tables are processed, 0 records inserted, 2 records inserted, sorry, and 0 errors found. After this, what we can do is we have imported customer data, right? So let's go to the customer data and see whether records are there or not. And these are the 2 records which we created in that Excel, and now we have those values. And let's check whether the fields which we saw in the template are there or not. In the Excel, I think we defined only 2 fields. Not 2 fields, I think address was also there in one of the records, whereas in the second record there were only 2 fields. So India, Gurgaon, pin code, these were there, and then there were invoicing related and payment terms related fields in that. So these were if you see, if we open the Excel back, so we did not define those payment terms, posting groups and all that, we were having only limited data, whereas in the system this is having general business posting group, customer posting group, uh, payment terms, all these are coming from the template, customer template that we used. If you remember, 1 month 8 day was a payment terms in that. So that's how the data related to master data related to GL account, vendor, customers, items can be imported using assisted setup. Now, where is assisted setup? Assisted setup, you can search this way. One way to find assisted setup. Second way is go to my settings and go to settings and then assisted setup. Checklist to set up business center. Show checklist on the role center. If you want to set up exchange rates, you can do it from here. Okay. So we were talking about copy companies. Let's go back to companies. What we can see is this is the company which we created few minutes before. So let's say you want to make a copy of Kronos company. Copy new company which you want to create. Let's say we call it Kronos 2. I understand. Okay. So this is how you can creating new companies. This one. Copy data from an existing. Here we will talk about configuration worksheet. So this activity is taking some time. Let me see if I can open. I open another session of this. So here it is saying all set, ready for business. Company details is done. Okay, my test company. Instead of my test company, let's say I want to go back to Kronos. Now we are in Kronos company. Let's search for configuration worksheet. This is the already created configuration worksheet. We can create so from here we can export to template. Do you want to export data from one table to Excel template? Yes. So this is how this template is created for customers in the Kronos company. Now what we can do is we can edit data for company for customer 20,000 tree research. If I change certain fields and insert new record, test customer, then for 70,000 new customer, save this one. We have modified that Excel. Now Excel import from template. Here now we are importing the modified Excel in which we did certain modifications. Package code, import it. Number of package records 7, number of database record 5. We created 2 new. Number of fields included 32, number of fields available after this. We can apply data. Do you want to apply package data for selected table? Yes. 2 records inserted, 5 records modified. So here we talked about configuration worksheet for customer. How to export the configuration worksheet, modify or edit or insert data into the Excel, and then import it back into the database. So we are now in Kronos company, and let's go back and check. If you remember, for customer 20,000 we changed the modified or updated the name, which is here, and we inserted 2 new customers, 60,000 and 70,000. These are also here. So this in this case we saw only one table, customer table, whereas we can do it for multiple tables. Migrate data for GL accounts, customers, vendors, items, use template for customer vendors items. I think we have covered these. Create a configuration worksheet that we have seen for the customer table. In this particular case, we did it for only one table, whereas we could have done it for multiple tables as well. From configuration worksheet, we can create configuration package also. Package card. We can create various configuration package cards. For example, in this US ENU evaluation, these tables are included. Let's export the package. We are exporting the already created package. Okay, coming back to some questions what we have discussed. So in this video we have discussed how to create a new company, how to configure a new company, how to import data from legacy system, use the configuration packages, use the templates, and import master data. So similarly, not only the master data, we can import the journal entries, opening balances, and others also. Let's do some question answer now. How can you start the procedure to create a new company? So four options are given over here. In the search bar, type in assisted setup. In assisted setup list, there you select the create a new company chart. The second option is create a new company in Microsoft 365 Administration Center. Then in Microsoft 365 Business Central, go to users page and run the function get companies from Microsoft 365. We know the second option is not valid. First one looks like a valid option, but second is definitely not a valid option. Let's talk about the third one. If you decide to add a company to your Business Central, you can use the create new company assisted setup wizard to get you started. The setup wizard is available from companies window and from the lookup in the company field in my settings. Use the search function to open the company's page. In the ribbon, click new and enter the company name, log out and log in again. So first one is the right and most appropriate one. In the search bar, type in assisted setup. In the assisted setup list, there you select the create a new company. How can you create a company for testing purpose that contains demo data? So we saw there were three options. One was for evaluation, second was production, and third one was with no data. So how can you create a company for testing purpose? Select the production, set up data only option, and create new company. contains demo data. I think second option is select the option sample data option. Sample data. If you want to do more learning on this, here are the links, useful relevant links. First is learning paths for Business Central. The link over here takes you to all the learning paths applicable for Business Central. So here is the filter Business Central. There are 273 learning results, 273 learning paths. But the one most appropriate for this video learning path for new companies, this one. Create new company in Business Central. How to do that? This is a 37 minutes exercise. So it has some question answers also. Okay. And the next one is path for data migration. Learning path for data migration. So if you're interested on hands-on and doing it, you can use these learning paths, official learning paths. URL for, I talked about a lab. So here's a link for labs. This particular link is having a list of all the labs. So we were talking about create and configure a new company, and the second one is create and export a configuration package. So if you go in this one, create and configure a new company, it will tell you step by step how to do it. So if you're stuck somewhere, maybe you will find it very helpful. So create and export the configuration package. Each and every step is mentioned over here. This is detailed one. Okay. URL for signing up a new environment. This was shared in my earlier video also. And if you click on this one, using your office or school email ID, you can create a new environment. Summary. In this video, we have discussed how to create and set up new companies in Business Central using Create New Company Setup Guide wizard. Creating and managing companies is a core requirement for anyone who wants to get started with Business Central. And then we talked about configuration worksheet and how to import, migrate data from your existing system. So thank you. Thanks for your time. And in case you have any questions, please feel free to comment in the YouTube, or you can send me an email also. Thank you. Looking forward. Stay tuned for more videos. Okay. Goodbye.